Welcome back, my fans. The 2023 regular season is in the books, and although a little disappointing, it's never disappointing to hang almost 50 on Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I thought we played well tonight. You know, considering the people that was out, really thrilled, really, with how well we played. We had a lot of people out, so yeah, I mean,
Well, the entire offensive line basically was
yeah, basically our second team.
gone. I mean, it's basically, yeah, and then we had
At a position group, we didn't have
depth there.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm very pleased with that. You know, we could have played better, definitely in certain areas, without doubt. But yeah,
Yeah, if you'd told me a month ago or early in the year that that was one of our offensive line for Vanderbilt, I wouldn't bet the house we didn't have almost 50.
hmm oh, I agree.
So,
Uh, let's look at some stats that kind of stuck out a little bit.
okay.
You know, Milton, like I said, Milton had a fantastic game. 22 of 33 for 383 yards, 4 TDs passing, 2 rushing. And honestly, I mean, he should have had even more. There's some drops, and in my opinion, Keaton should have had that one. I thought that was a perfect throw. Keaton seemed to me like he slowed down
No, I agree on that, Bob.
on that long pass he had.
Yeah, that's on Keaton. Milton put it exactly like you said. It's a perfect throw. Milton did his part. Keaton slowed up. Of course, the receivers as a whole early in the game had a few drops too.
They did.
Milton could have easily had over 450 yards in this game.
Yeah,
5 touchdowns.
yeah, with the same number of attempts. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah, I agree. That sure could have, and that's the kind of Milton.
congratulations going out the door. Wish you could have done a little sooner, but
That was the Milton I was hoping for
all
this
year
week.
long.
This you know,
It
I
was.
mean, he throwing it to different people, different types of throws, all over the place. I mean, they was
They
hitting people,
all across all portions of the field.
hitting people in stride instead of the guys having to reach back. And you know, I mean, it was played great. I mean, just wish we'd seen that all year long. But instead of this being his best game of his career,
Yeah.
but
Unfortunately, though, like I said again, the receivers have struggled throughout the course of the year. You can put
yeah,
some of it on Milton,
some of
some of it on the receivers, but I mean today, we can look at the stats, and even some of the receivers that's dropping balls might have having good days.
oh yeah, I mean we got Squirrel, 10 catches. I mean, you don't see
They definitely a favorite target. 10 catches is a lot.
yeah. I mean, not a lot, not many of them very far down the field, but I mean, you get 10 catches in this offense, that's quite a bit. And,
Well, I mean, he had only 22 caught balls, and 10 of them went to score.
right, yeah, that's quite a bit.
So, and of course, Keaton had 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. As you said a moment ago, could have definitely had a bigger game.
Yeah.
He just makes that one catch. And hats off to the tight ends. The senior tight end, Jacob Warren, maybe his best game as a ball. 3 catches, 82 yards,
Yeah.
and touchdown.
A very nice average right there. And, they was consistently all 3 catches, close to 30 yards, so that's nice.
It was, and Castles had a nice game his own self.
Yeah.
That one throw from Milton to him was as pretty as throw you'll see.
hmm
It was just a really sweet play. So I mean, all those guys can really be happy with their final days, even though, like I said, they might have been dropped too early on. But and you got to tip hat to Jalen Wright, Bob, 1,000-yard rusher for the year, and honestly, could have been so much more if he'd had the attempts in certain games.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about this in a whole nother episode coming up. But one of my biggest gripes with this coaching staff this year has been roster mismanagement. Wright should have had more carries this year. I mean, he's a dang good running back, and stuff like that. And most of the guys, there's some defensive guys, but yeah, we'll talk about that on another episode really soon. But yeah, still to get 1,000 yards average. I don't know what his average is now. I hadn't seen an updated thing.
I'm not yet, but I would guarantee he's over 6.5.
Yeah,
But probably a lot closer to 7 than it is 6.5. So
not bad.
yeah, outstanding as we see. And I would expect him. I know he's a junior, but I expect him to move on.
Probably. Yeah. That's my guess as well. We might have seen the last of Jalen Wright in a ball uniform.
Yeah, because he may not be playing. It'd be interesting who don't play in the ball game.
Mm-hmm. What else you want to talk
Well,
about?
defensively, Bob, I know we held them to 24 points and really 17, basically. D. Williams had that fumble to gift them right there on the goal line almost. If you look at the numbers, I mean, Vandy did not have a lot of rushing yards, under 100, I believe, and not a great amount of passing yards either. But I mean, at times, though, man, they look bad out there too. I mean, you had a walk-on, Will Brooks leading the team in tackles in the secondary.
That shouldn't be out there. I mean, like I said, we're going to talk about this in another episode. But, you know, a lot of people gripe about Tim Brooks.
Tim Banks.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I said it, it's like, his name is not right. Yeah, Tim Banks. They gripe about him, and there's plenty of things to gripe about. But probably one of my biggest gripes about Banks is the fact that they refuse to play, the more talented guys, young guys.
Yeah,
Brooks should not be out there. I mean, he's a walk-on. And yes, he had 8 tackles, and chances are a lot of that is because the opposing team was targeted, And you got one of the best athletes on the team, John Slaughter, and he's not even getting a sniff, out there, even getting on the field. You got anyway, like I said, we'll talk about that later. But
defensively, I saw also, I'd like to say that, once again, for the most part, it looked like we played 9 against 11. Our linebackers have disappeared over the last half of the season. We might confine them on a milk carton. I'm not sure. They'll make a play every now and then, but it's been bad.
Yeah, and I wonder about that. I may have to go back and watch some video and see what the deal is. I wonder if teams ain't, scheming it up, but a little bit to some degree. But man, I tell you what, like you said, Beasley was killing it at the beginning of the season, and then he just kind of
started off like an All-American.
Yeah, first couple of games, I was thinking, dang, Beasley's gonna be, like you said, an All-American, and you hardly ever know he's out there anymore. And I don't know. Yep, like you said, we'll have to do better there. We got too much talent at the linebacker spot.
Yeah, I mean, we're very young, most of our talent, so they're going to have to take a big jump from this year to next year. I don't expect them to. I expect them to flash as freshmen.
Yeah.
But still be, kind of, don't need to be out there a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
You need to play them when you want to play them. And when Peely got hurt, it's not allowed that from there on out.
Yeah.
And teams have taken advantage of us all year long, and particularly, once again, this game, like I said, I'm walk on defensive back, leading in. Yeah, I mean, where did it go? 9 against 11 out there.
Mm-hmm.
But 8-4, Bob, is not what everybody wanted at the beginning of the year, but it was on my list of acceptable records, right, for the team not to take a step back.
Right. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we win the ball game. Finished 8-4. Now it's looking toward the bowl games. See who would play there. That's pretty much in the area right at the moment. Might be in Florida though. So we'll see what happens there. Well, I think things will kind of start to shape up here in the next week. See where we go in there. But
but I think next weekend on the championship weekend.
Yeah.
After Sunday, it's the Jenkins going. Yeah. So it definitely will shape up for the next one.
Yeah, I think by the time we may have a decent idea before then, but I think nothing's official until then. Anything else you want to talk about, Jim?
Yeah, Bob, I would like to bring up one more thing. Something you've probably never heard on this podcast before. And that is the officials suck.
Oh, man. They did. Same crew that done the Alabama game. And as soon as I seen that, I was like, oh, man, this might be bad. But
it was bad by both teams, I'll say that much at least. But
I don't think we got some bad calls, but, I mean, honestly, so did Vandy. So this crew should be demoted.
They don't need to be playing, doing MAC or Southfield or
high school.
High school, yeah.
Maybe high school. Because they're, just pitiful.
They're horrible.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably going to have some people miss a bowl game because of their, in it.
Well, I mean, the teams are getting frustrated with them, but you can't do anything to the officials, so you have to take that out onto each other, and it got chippy and everything, and I mean, that's directly in response to just a piss poor officiating job they was doing, phantom calls. Uh, by the way, the team that couldn't find a hold at all in Alabama found three against Vanderbilt, if I remember correctly, but all three were on plays. They also fouled us up there, got us on.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we didn't do things, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying that I wonder if that was kind of a middle finger, I mean, to Tennessee. Yeah, we'll call holding when you've made a defensive foul. You know, I mean,
Very possible. I mean, I never put it past anything faster, honestly. Nothing.
but yeah, like I said, it's just that was, I guess, the only other thing I want to touch on, Bob. Just they sucked all year long, and they didn't disappoint all the way to the end.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree.
Worst 58 year I can ever recall in my lifetime.
By far, honestly. By far. Not even close. I mean, occasionally we'll have some games throughout the year where, like, man, a bad officiated game. You know, you'll have them once or twice a year or whatever. And this was like almost every game, there's something to gripe about, you know, with officials.
Quite honestly, I'd have to go back and look at the Virginia game. That might be the only game that all year long that wasn't.
And it wasn't an SEC career. Yeah. The SEC, they might need to spend a little bit more money on officials. But
The Southeastern Conference has an officiating problem.
yeah,
There's no doubt about that. They have an officiating problem. They ignore it. They push it under the rug. They claim they do something every week about it. No one believes them. There's no transparency.
Yeah.
The same things happen week after week after week. And it's built up since Sankey, when we started doing the playoff. If you were going to be in a hunt for a title, until you had an actual loss, if you was going to get the calls, and if you was the last team in the conference with a shot at the playoff, excuse me, but you're not going to lose.
Somebody brought that up to me one year, and I started paying attention. I think there was something to that. They was like, hey, this team wins, we're getting X amount of millions of dollars more getting in the playoff by getting in the playoff. So this team's going to win.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
There was some early years in our national championship runs. To be honest about it, I think we might have had a team that would have missed the playoff if the officiating had been fair. But anyway,
Yeah.
officials suck, and that's my official tax.
Right. Now we agree on that. We'll agree on one more thing. Yeah, your thoughts.
Go Big Orange.
Right.